So somebody was saying this, somebody brought this up earlier, that mining isn't really, sorry, Axel said, mining is so bad unless you have 3 accounts or a high SP miner. So here's the thing, okay? We have different levels of engagement, right? So we have types of PvE that doesn't require very much engagement, like you can have Dominics or do like basic ratting or missions, which are kind of, you can do that kind of brain dead, but you have to be doing it. And then there's like more active things like incursions and invasions and abyss and stuff like that is more demanding on your attention and requires you to be a little bit more dialed in and have better rewards as a consequence to that. But Eve is a game. Okay. Here's a thing that I fundamentally disagree with the majority of the player base. The common wisdom is that EVE Online is an extremely niche game that only a few people will like, and that's why it doesn't do well. I purport to you that I believe that EVE is a game that has something for everyone. It may not be the thing that sticks to everybody, but there is something in EVE for everyone. Or at least there can and should be something for EVE, for basically everyone. Because there's all different kinds of ways to showcase yourself within the universe, right? There's no reason, like, the vast majority of people that don't get into EVE Online don't do so because there's nothing for them to do. It's because they can never figure out how to do it or feel safe in doing it or even know what to do, right? There's nothing that is inspiring them. There's nothing that's motivating them, and there's nothing that's guiding them. Okay? So EVE is actually a game that is for maybe not everyone, but you get what I'm saying. You know, there's something in it for everyone. You like Farmville? Let me show you what PI does. Right? You like combat and high-end stuff? Holy shit, you should see how big our fleets get. Right? But there's something for everyone. You like making propaganda. You want to try. I've encouraged people to get into EVE just to practice. If you want to get into graphic design, you want to practice your graphic design, just ask Rix. You want to practice your graphic design, you want to practice your talent as a communicator, join EVE. Try it there. It's a wonderful sandbox for those kinds of things. Okay? EVE is a game for so many more people than are allowed to play it because of its accessibility. What does this have to do with mining? Well, because I argue that all levels of activity should be available. There are activities that are mostly offline that you touch in short time periods, industry, market, BI. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have incredibly active, intense operations, large fleet fights, incursions, invasions, abyss, right? But you should have everywhere else in that spectrum. It's okay for everywhere else in that spectrum. It is okay for there to be activities that are AFKable. They just have to be balanced differently. Okay? When you're talking about something like the Abyss, the demand on your attention and the danger and therefore risk and therefore demand on your actual talent that the Abyss takes means that the value must be concentrated. You want to evaluate it as how much reward are you getting for your risk? And high ISK per hour makes a lot of sense to correspond with higher levels of risk. All right? With AFK activities, you assume minimal interaction, which means it's no longer a test on their ability. It is merely a reward for being logged in and in space. In this case, you no longer want to reward the individual action that much. You want to simply reward the time. Enter high-sec mining. High-sec mining is for people who are doing their laundry. High-sec mining is for house moms. High-sec mining is for workers who can't really focus, like software developers that want to advance in their game in the background. High-sec mining are for cookie clicker fanatics, right? High-sec mining, and really mining in general, is an operation that allows you to make progress in Eve when you yourself cannot actively play Eve. Should you sit at your desk and focus on your one ship that's mining? No, absolutely not. But what you can do, watch a movie, get some work done, clean the house, all knowing that as long as you pay the minimal amount of attention and are willing to be logged in space, you will build up reward. You don't have to think about it. You just have to do it. This is legitimately something that I've had to figure out for myself recently, right? Echoes actually helped teach me this. But the idea is like, it isn't so much that you have to mine to make money in the game. It's that every minute that your computer is that you are not playing EVE Online, but close enough to your computer to be able to monitor it and not mining, you are wasting your effort. You are wasting that time. You're getting 0 instead of something. You could just have it be logged in and be making progress. Right? Like every day, like when I'm around my house, I could just as well be logged into Eve and be mining in the background. And so that's one of the things I've started doing. And it's really useful for that. Now, on top of that, there's also, group mining and more extreme mining and all that kind of stuff. But like, let's stop shitting on people who like mining. It's relaxing, and it's a good way to just turn raw, unstructured time that doesn't require too much focus or attention or knowledge into resources. I think that is an incredibly valuable place. Got pork in the slow cooker while mining. Exactly. Yeah. The other thing is, for engagement, I take a prospect to low sec for fun. The other notion that I want to dispel here is that people are only one thing, right? That guy who's mining is also a PvPer. He's also in faction warfare. He's also delving into wormholes. Like this is a game. We can do all kinds of different things. Let's stop pretending like each activity is like it's the person's universe or defines who they are in that same sort of way. Well, honestly, Astrodar, if you dig into that, most of them would just rather we remove the entire mining and industry system and just allow them to be given ships, because the act of having to earn the ISP to get the ships is just a bullshit thing that gets in the way of their PvP, and they just want to do PvP. They want Eve the arcade game is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you dig deep enough down those layers, that's usually what you hit. I'm going to log in right now while listening to soothing teachings of Ashtarothi. Yeah, I mean, like Dominic's ratting, like I've had a kind of come to Jesus moment about these things. That it's like, wait a minute, I'm literally just wasting my time by not being logged into Eve right now. By refusing to be engaged with Eve, if I can't be fully engaged with Eve, I've actually blown away a whole bunch of time that I could have actually made into something.